Hello, chi hi electrostatics series lecture series adinga fourth na chila chu electric dipole topic hong hiding tin bale lecture 5 na ho lecture 5 na ho goes law hong din tin bale one more lecture 6 na chu conductors. Okay, conductors bol do. So total electrostatics series ahi lecture gubum na bona him. Okay, so here in 4 you'll have a dipole. Okay, dipole to electric field dipole na electrostatic potential due to dipole ti available. Okay, so before dipole masanga chu equipotential surface na so first, what is equipotential surface? Equipotential surface to it is a surface with constant value of potential. Okay, potential to constant na. So at all points on the surface. The example kita charge na. Suppose charge Q so plus Q. Plus Q ahila chun Q akona electric field yung podo deha. So we know that the electric field will be outward. Okay, so from a plus charge, it will originate from plus charge. Okay, like this. To all sides, 3D hinaliza chalai. So in all direction. Okay, up polangang pod ozong anung lang chizong tahi na all direction. Okay. Suppose I draw only this much. Suppose at a distance of x. Okay. Point A point A. So at a distance of x away from the charge, potential A is at the a formula to apply lesson kq by r na. So k into q divided by r to x. Okay. Kita banga chu point B point B to same distance away from the charge x. Okay. Kutila potential to potential to again kq divided by x. Okay, so similarly, electric field na. So at a distance of x, suppose let's say point C. So same distance x away from Q. V is at V to kq divided by again x. Na potential value so so point A, point B, point C azong abona kq by x is okay na. So similarly, electric field line here gap so pompia na. So you have many lines, thousands of lines. Okay, like this. Point ho si here naga azoin wala chun na. Match a term tam locus the locus of all of these points which are equidistant from the charge. So all of these points will have the same potential. Okay. 3D surface nazoin na locus point surface itabang hide sphere hong di chuna 3D is na point nazoin vale you will have a spherical equipotential surface. Okay, surface to ita point nazoin vale chun okay, not very bad drawing. Sphere okay, I'll take help of this. Try to draw it perfectly. So this is a spherical equipotential surface. Okay. Due to point charge so equipotential surface due to point charge to the bangam just spherical so this is a sphere. Okay, so all sides, right? Next type of equipotential surface too. Suppose here constant electric field okay, let's write like this. Constant electric field so let's say this is E okay, point point A okay, point B and let's say point C. Point na. So point A, point B, point C. So let's take another point here, Q, P, Q, and then R. Okay. VA potential at P minus potential at A na. So VP minus VA. Okay. Is that the hachipin? A to P ki ka separation pa let's say X na jala here. Bana penzong X, bana penzong X. Okay. kutele VP minus VA khoi pi ha E into X. Okay, eta relationship between electric field and potential difference pa na potential difference through E into D. So chi formula che apply vala chon VP minus VA to E into X. Okay, same thing VQ minus VB to is at dingham. Same thing E into X. Okay, abana VR minus VC chi chu pi ha. So here also you have E into X. Potential difference ke bangso ke tin na chu lai la na. So here if you draw a surface, to in surface kar ga draw le chon his surface too, it will be like this. Okay, point ABC here, they lie on the same surface. Okay, similarly, point QR, PQR pen here, so they also lie on the same surface. Now, pen here, so these are planar equipotential surface. Equipotential surface. Okay. To constant electric field so this is a constant electric field. Constant electric field so the type of equipotential surface that you will have is planar equipotential surface. Upon the last one more, if you have a line charge. Line okay, so let's say infinite wire. It's a line charge plus Q. Okay, let's try to draw it bigger. Okay, so line so pen here. Wire zoom na asung also plus charge okay, so this is a charge wire, not charge infinite wire. Ale chalai ko na electric field with tabang de ha. Aso a point charge tabang aso chalai ko na he electric fields all sides, all direction na ta he. Okay, ta he. Hichelang kyu hiloa. Hichilazong hungding, anungla ko chiding, hilazong chiding, chilang chiding in all direction. Okay, ita he wire umza ta wire umza avela he ta hing chiding. Okay, on all direction, right? Ale aso point charge ay bolta bang wacho you take point here at a distance of x. Hila he is at diha. So again kq by x. Now if the element here is q, again you have k into let's say dq divided by x. Charge due to the element to dq to na. Similarly, same distance from the wire, you will have the same potential. Chilazong k into some charge divided by x. Na chichu hizing. Hichi hozo si pointing ga join leo chun. So if you join all of these points, so what will you have? Okay, I'll use the black one. You will have a cylindrical equipotential surface. Okay, like this. That's it here. So this is a cylindrical equipotential surface. Okay. Due to line charge, type of equipotential surface to cylindrical na. Due to constant electric field planar equipotential surface na abale due to point charge to spherical equipotential surface. Okay, so mainly you have three types of equipotential surface. Okay, na abala to hi hicho ko na hina. So let's try to write 3 points. Okay, masapena chu chila hi batang electric field to equipotential surface ga velachun. So you will observe that they are always perpendicular. Okay, diagram how velachun. So perpendicular hita hai na. Abana pensung se velachun. So here it is perpendicular. Okay, with the surface and the equipotential electric field and the equipotential surface. Ab chala jang velachun perpendicular na. First point to electric field is always perpendicular to equipotential surface. Okay, so point number 1 na. Ale ani na pencho pe ha. Chala hi ga velachun. Suppose I'll draw another sphere. Chizong hi velachun chizong hi equipotential surface dicho. As you same distance chipen hi y ti leuhen. So all of these points are at a distance of y from the charge na. Chito banga so you will have many equipotential surface. Okay, like this. Chizong hi equipotential surface na. Abona hi spherical equipotential surface. So to hin electric field hi ga velachun na direct so hoilang chiam. Suppose let's say point P is here. Okay. So P is at a distance of y na. Chala hi velachun x to y sanga lin zo chula na gamna zo. So here V at P who is at kq divided by small q na k into small q divided by y cho na. So v at a who's at k into q divided by x. Okay. X to y value chun x hilin do chura na. So if denominator is greater, so overall value is lesser. Okay. If the denominator is lesser, overall value is greater. So which means Vp is greater than Va. Okay. Charge to kinesi as na potential to lin zo tina, so you can also say it like that. I hoi bola si bolham de electric field direction value chun, it goes from higher potential to lower potential. Okay. Hiti achi chuna electric field so Vp is greater potential, Va is lesser potential. So that means electric field goes from higher to lower. Okay. Here. So A to P A is greater. Okay, Va is greater, Vp is lesser. Okay, electric field direction chipa. So similarly, you will also have another equipotential surface here. Okay. Also you volta bang bachana chilai potential pa here, value it will be greater than the potential here. Okay. Second point, electric field goes from higher potential to lower potential. Okay. Ale third point piha. Batang third point hi cho ma la king chlai. Suppose point q apar ahe na r san ahe, so charge q hi ka tol ta cho. So a charge q is moved from point q to point r. Okay, hotel work done to ep them. So what will be the work done on moving this small charge q from point q to point r? Okay, chichu is that ha. So work done to ep formula, so work done to q energy tine chola na, energy to charge relation to pita. So potential pacho. So potential is equals to energy per unit charge. So that means delta V is equals to U divided by Q. Okay. Hela hi U pa work done na. So work done. So therefore, what is work done? Work done is equals to Q into delta V. Delta V ko piham. So I'm going from VQ to VR. VR to V final minus V initial na, VQ to VR ka cheese so VR minus VQ. Eba hon here to piham. So R to Q hi potential equipotential surface chala na la hi. So Q and R are on the equipotential surface. That means they have the same potential. Okay. Na chala in here du khachu chala hi. So VP is equals to VQ is equals to VR. As you surface pa equipotential surface. So chito banga chu here also you have VA is equals to VB is equals to VC. Okay, potential is same at all points on equipotential surface. Na chipenjo. Atila helai VR to VQ ikibang cholala. So if they are same, if you subtract them, you get 0. Okay, so that means total work done becomes 0. Na chilai ko na point chu piha. Point chu work done on moving a charge from one point to another point on equipotential surface is 0. Okay, chi point pa chu tochun agom goma chizar ha point thum tam na. So we can write 3 points from equipotential surface. Okay. That's 3 point masanga cho ka seijo sejo. So equipotential surface due to point charge it will be spherical. Okay. Equipotential surface due to infinite straight wire it will be cylindrical. Apale due to constant electric field it will be planar. Okay, chichu is apale point to mo piha. So electric field is always perpendicular to equipotential surface. Okay. Anina penchu work done on moving a point charge from one point to another point on equipotential surface is 0. Okay. Ale athumna penchu piham electric field goes from higher potential to lower potential. Okay, it's a point to more characteristic of equipotential surface. Okay, then that much on equipotential surface. Question question nibo. First question. Equipotential surface are given in the figure. It's like if you have equipotential surface 10 volt, 20 volt, or 30 volt. Find the magnitude of and direction of electric field. That's electric field hold to the ohan. Masapen so direction honoring electric field line draw na. Let's try to draw the electric field line here. Okay. Atile one point here to piam masapen electric field goes from higher potential to lower potential. Electric field is always perpendicular to equipotential surface. So here I will draw a straight line. So let's draw it like this. Okay, I'll try to use different colors. Try to. Okay, I need the straight lines. Perpendicular na. Okay. So this is perpendicular to equipotential surface. Khutila chi electric field line. So ache pen. Ale direction so it is idu ham tele you will go from higher potential to lower potential na. Khutila chun it will go from 30, 20 and then 10. Direction chu chilang hiti nai cha. Okay, it is going towards this direction. Question also direction chu ki chula na. So find the direction of the direction chu chilang ta cha chala hi. Okay, next magnitude chu iti hold you ha. Value part cha. To he like I got zoom lang na. So I'll try to zoom this. You have a right triangle. Okay. The distance by that 10 centimeter. Okay, just shooting pot has like 30 his 40 lechon. He like kick up and so 10 centimeter. So and then you're given this is 45 degree. It's 45 degree na. So this is given as 45 degree. Abana chi electric field so Japan. Kutile tang ehon here so V delta V is equals to E into X na, or V initial minus V final equals to E into X. Okay, work done by conservative force. Chilai vedajun chilai he is at chilai potential by. So this is 30 volt. Okay, so this is 20 volt. So that means the point here is 20 volt and the point here is 30 volt. Ehon ide to akivat so piam tela chilai distance pa he na X from 20 to 30. 20 to 30 ki ka distance pa so chipen so I hold o kai na. Iti hold o ham. So I have this value, I have this value, I have this angle. Hotile sine tin so na chila. So sine 45 so ham. Opposite to 45 I have X and then hypotenuse to 10 centimeter. So X is how many? So 10 into sine 45 is 1 by root 2. So that means this is at a 5 root 2 centimeter. Okay, X value pa na. So then sila input leon V initial ko PM 30 minus V final to 20. Okay, E chu zat ham E chu E hold lo na. Aban X chu zat ham 5 root 2. Okay, so here you'll have 10 equals to E into 5 root 2. So E will be is at the 10 divided by 5 root 2. Okay, so root 2 Newton per coulomb. Root 2 Newton per coulomb na iwan chalai tikhat tang tikhat ki ban lai chu chalai piam tela chalai centimeter ki pi so Japan here. So you have to convert into meter na. Meter convert dilo chun chalai into 10 power minus 2 hi ngai so chalai. So into 10 power minus 2 meter. Okay, so into 10 power minus 2 meter. So E will be khutilai lai. So into 10 power minus 2 so chunga ti tolo chun 100 in so chalai here. So here you'll have how many? So 100 root 2. Okay, 100 root 2 Newton per coulomb. Root 2 value ko piha 1.41 chula na. Chuku ka pula chun 141 Newton per coulomb. Okay, chuchu magnitude of electric field. Okay. Abana, so we have one more. Tang chalai diagram ang kipi chuna system khat here. The work done on in taking a point charge from P to pula P to chalai P na. So P para hi ye chana chiwa la work done pa chu WA. Okay. So when you take the point charge from P to B, B to chalai na P to B, so work done to WB. From P to C work done to WC. Kutile am hoki ka relation hi P ham kitong so chalai hai. So this is a question on equipotential surface. Okay, chuchu iti bolde ham point A na hi potential zat ham KQ by suppose charge apara distance by X tilew KQ by X. Okay. Abana B na potential khuzat ham so Q apa distance chu pi ham X mama hi ket na. So VB chu zat ding ham VB chu KQ divided by X. Okay. Similarly C na khulale C na khuzat ham X again. So VC is equals to KQ divided by X. Okay. Ajichu mahosi hi charge ako na ko same separation, same distance sa mo chula na. So therefore all of them have potential KQ by X. To chu So first thing, when I go from P to P to A, hotele work done to have V initial minus V final equals to work done by conservative force. Na ehon de to work done in taking a point charge from P to Q. You can take conservative external zone bonus na. So you can take external here. Question na kichi base na. So external to have V final minus V initial equals to work done by external force. Hotele P para A ka chia chun work done to WA to so V final to VA minus VP. VA to KQ divided by X minus VP. To choose work done na. Similarly, P at B ka chia chun work done to so it will be so potential at B minus potential at A. To choose so KQ divided by X minus VP. Chita banga cho P para C ka chia chun work done by C to so again same thing VC minus VP. VC to KQ divided by X minus VP. Na tu hin value chun Z lang CC ke bangso ke beta. Okay, that means the right hand side should also left hand side should also be equal, right? Kutila condition cho condition cho work done from P to A is equals to work done from P to B is equals to work done from P to C. Okay, answer cho which option number C. Okay. Ati le chan chu equipotential surface basic ipol hoto na question khalini ka solve cho chi so I think that much knowledge is required. Abana hi dipole na dipole ta tai lu dio dipole hi electric field due to dipole haza chole electric potential due to dipole bol na chuke le dipole to kirele cho torque to energy zong bol dio potential energy. Okay, masa pena so dipole cho pitena ha. So what is the meaning of electric dipole? Electric dipole is a pair of equal and opposite, okay, equal and opposite point charges plus Q and minus Q. So they are separated by distance of 2A. So let diagram again be na so plus Q to minus Q maintain. So distance to so distance is 2A. 2A kilana na you can just simply take this as D if you want, okay. 2A kilana the question ki solve no na. It's a alaya hong kitanum jinten. If you cut it here, you'll have A here, you'll have A here. Okay. It's in a thing question solve on nothing also 2A kilamai maybe. So if you want, you can take a D. So in some books, you'll find simply D. Okay. Direction of dipole so from the negative charge to the positive charge. Okay. So direction of dipole so is along this side from negative to positive. But direction of dipole so bang la P cap doesn't so P cap so P cap so it means along the dipole, that means from minus to plus kiti. That's why direction pa hai. To I cap it along the plus x na Z cap along plus y. Chito bang so P cap ang kiti pala direction it is from negative charge to positive charge. Okay. Dipole heza bana dipole moment na another term. Dipole moment it is the product of magnitude of charge Q na and the distance between the two charges 2A. So Q into 2A dipole moment kiti so the product of the charge and the distance between them. A direction to dipole to kibang direction to PM from negative to positive. Chila P cap kiti pa hai na P cap to PM from negative to towards positive. So the direction pa na so P capake represent so. Okay, dipole moment is Q into 2A and it is along the dipole na from negative to positive charge. Okay, you have one question. 3 charges are placed at the corners of equilateral triangle having side A as shown in the figure. Find the net dipole moment. Dipole moment jong hi quantity khat cho vector quantity hi na. So here what I can do is I have 2Q here. Na 2Q 2Q cho di ka bol ham ka tele plus Q to plus Q kan su khen ta cho. Okay, I'm going to divide this 2Q into plus Q and plus Q. So here you will have one dipole. So here you will have one dipole. Okay, 2Q pa nan su hen wala na plus q to plus q wa cho aji dipole ki form na dinga cho plus q khat to minus q khat ngai cha cho na evan chela have 2q ta na cho 2q cho chum men su khen leo chon so here you'll have one dipole, here you'll have another dipole. Okay, hotele. So how do you draw dipole direction from negative to positive? Chela dipole khat chi chila hi dipole khat chi na, so both are p and p ga tha zi leo hen. So along this side I have p and along this side I have another p. Okay, hi chila chi pa he na chi pen hi chi ki sei na za hilanga chi pa hi chi pen hi ki sei ne cha chuma ka ga ji na kutil angle hi za dinga man ka angle hi 60 hi ngai chola na, because we take this from equilateral triangle. So chi hi 60 hi le chun chi jong hi 60 hi le chun chi jong hi 60 hi ngai na jala hi. So if this, see, it will be like this. So this is 1p, this is the say other p, hi chi pen hi 60 hi le chun chi jong hi 60 hi ngai na. So this is the 60. Okay, vector addition bangjing la chun chi ani nya vector so ji. So I will have here p square plus 2 into p to p square cos 60. So this will be the net dipole moment. Okay, suppose magnitude of p bar pa hi p tube na ji. So what is p? Q into separation to a. Okay, chila hai p pa hi zat ham p is equals to q into a. Chila separation pa hi velocity a he bo so chila hi not 2a, it is a. Kasi bang so distance between plus q and minus q na dipole definition na cho. The result ding ham japan here. So if you solve cos 60 to 1 by 2, the 1 by 2 cancel out. So here you'll have 3 into p square under root. So that means root 3 into p. Okay, p to p ham root 3 into q into a. So this is the net dipole moment. Okay. Kala la chita bang question hoy hungum jin na board exam hovela ilo like competitive exam hovela equilateral triangles at yung gidong omay na. So they may give you different arrangement. Ay bang boldan penjo ki bang cho hi. So try to create dipoles. Individual dipole hold of lang apala hitin na vector in z lang vector addition bang leo chun boldan cho. Okay, then next part we are going to go into electric field part of the dipole. Electric field due to dipole today potential due to dipole na. So there will be three different derivation. Okay, masapena chu for a point on the axis of dipole hongding in a penjo for a point on equatorial plane hongding abala thom na penjo for a general point na. The question ako in general sometimes they will ask axial points on hello equatorial points on hello at some angle na. Electric field ilo le potential jang kadong thai cho. So that is a general point na. Jong si boldew. Okay, so first is at a point on the axis of a dipole. So here I have a dipole plus q to minus q na jala him. So dipole to separation to 2a. He bola 2a bola ham tele jala jong vela chon center apara hi. So point p electric field I hold on the point bachana. So it is at a distance of r. Okay. So that means this part is A, abana this part is A. Okay. Hutile plus Q pa hi point apara chuisana gamthla am tele. So from R you subtract this part. Okay, R minus A gamthla abana minus Q pa chu P apara chana gamthla am tele. Chalai para hi chalai chan hi R so na. So this is R. So plus this portion. That ham A. Okay, total is R plus A. Okay, hutile masapena jo at P. Electric field due to plus Q huilang ko. So plus Q chu it should be away from the charge na. Hutile so due to plus Q we have electric field along this side. So that means KQ divided by R minus A the whole square. KQ by R square so enough electric field so. Abana due to minus Q huilang diham so it will be towards the charge. Jichu KQ divided by R plus A the whole square. Okay, so that is electric field part na. So net electric field at P hold so net chu is at the so at P so the net electric field. Okay, net electric field chu chu piham inet tiu ta la hi. So inet chu piding ham So KQ divided by R minus A the whole square. Hilai minus kaput dito. KQ divided by R plus A the whole square. Ibola minus kaput ham tele electric field to vector chala na direction zong chala. So this side is plus along plus x-axis. So this is along minus x-axis. Minus I cap din so chala him. So that is why we take this as minus, this as plus. Tun chiga solve le na zang podo diha. So KQ is common. So R square, R plus A whole square. LCM zong la pe le na solve le R minus A the whole square. So divided by R minus A whole square into R plus A the whole square. Okay. Chichuhung diza chala hebela A plus B A minus B whole A plus B into A minus B chu piha A square minus B square na chala hin apply theo so chala hi aban A plus B whole square expansion ko chala apply le chun. So what will you have? So you will have KQ into R square plus must happen to R plus A plus B whole square na A square plus 2AB. Okay, minus abana ho piha R minus A minus B whole square R square plus A square minus 2 into R into A. Okay, so divided by azoka sebang A minus B into A plus B to A square minus B square. It's R square minus A square the whole square. Okay, just solve the answer. So you will have R square plus A square bracket ko hong leo chun na jela hi. So minus R square minus A square minus minus plus 2RA. So divided by R square minus A square the whole square. Okay. So R square to R square gets cancelled out. A square to A square cancel in na. Remaining to pitam. So remaining to KQ into 2 plus 2 to 4 R into A. So divided by R square minus A square the whole square. Jihi inet ta cho chila hi. Akivat kit chu biham tila chila hi assumption khan involved cho chila hi. So one very important assumption. Okay. Chu biham tila in reality. Okay. Dipole kit yo hi molecular level. So hi and it is very small. Okay. Distance between these two charges is very small. Chu chila A value pa hai na. So A is very small when you compare this to R. Okay. Chila distance pa hai na. So in reality, this R is much greater than this A. So A is negligible in compared to R. So assume that R is much greater than A. Okay. Then R square minus A square will be approximately R square. A square it is approximately 0. Okay. So that means E net to piung. So E net will be equals to 4 into so how do I write 2 into K into Q into 2A. 4 to split 2 into 2 takasiya na. So divided by R power 4 ta so okay, you have E also R zone na. So here you have K Q 2K R into Q into 2A. Okay. Okay, then so 1R gets cancelled out. Q na. Aban let Q into 2A hi pi kasi na. Si dipole moment kasi na chuna Japan hi. So therefore this is what 2kp divided by R cube. Okay, so formula hi mel chita electric field due to electric dipole at a point on the axial on the axis of the dipole na chichu. So here 2kp, so E for axis is so 2kp divided by R cube. Direct question okay, so remember, so very important. No, but let's see vector Japan here. So or in vector E net to be so 2kp p bar na, so divided by R cube. Vector na zidum val P bar has kasi kita na P bar chupita. So P bar is this value. Okay, Q into 2A into P cap. P bar direction so hilang P cap. Okay, from negative to positive charge. Okay, khutile axial point ki China. Axial point na electric field chupiham 2kp by R cube. Okay, next also equatorial point. Equatorial plane point na. Chuchupidirham tele helai minus Q ma chilai plus Q ma na chi dipole so chong here. so he chala hi ta he che pen equatorial plane point a point ta hi ta hi plane khat jo ta hi ta plane khat ten chala plane a hi point khat ki koina la hi so there is an equatorial point okay point on equatorial plane alai ta am tin chu chala hi okay so this will be a this will be a kutila chi a hi a chi r hi le chun chala right triangle chala na chi right triangle chu pi ha formula chu so hypotenuse to this square plus this square chu r square plus a square under root okay ang po to dan chana chila jong chi r he za chi a he za so this will be r square plus a squared under root okay then a bolan ki bangkin lai na chila he zo ta bang cho so at point p electric field due to minus q chu hilanga towards the charge okay chu za ding ham e due to minus q due to ajipen here abana due to plus q chu hilang dia away from the charge hi ngai chola na so it should be along this side e due to plus q okay then chu ta yana net so at point p net electric field chu pi dia electric field na chu so e net due ta so e net chu pi ding ham so e due to plus q so plus e due to minus q okay to hi value chun chila e to e due to plus q to e due to minus q along the same direction hi talo chu azo langa chu betang direct ai bola e thayu ham tele chun so they are along the same x axis na component ima chala ngai lo chu I want to have value chun chi e pa hi langa chi kha pa hi langa chi ya tik a hi tang they are not on the same line right so now we have to take some component here okay chi ti la deu ha so here you see suppose chi pa hi theta tiu ha na theta hi le chun chi pa jang hi theta hi le chu aji chu isosceles triangle chula na ji chilang side ni ki bang chula okay this is isosceles so if this is theta then this will also be theta khutile chipa jang hi theta hong ding chipa jang hi theta hong ta cha aji chu pi ham so you have two parallel line like this so this angle and this angle are alternate interior angles okay ki ba ngai na chuki le ta hi line khat chi cho khutile if I draw a straight line so this angle are corresponding angles akiba ngai ke na chong cho okay then to the component of e plus q e due to plus q along this axis chu pi ding ham e plus q cos theta ka split da cho jela he chi pa he na so if I can if you look at this is neither along x nor y so I can split this into two component okay ta he na he chelang pai cos theta he ding chelang pai sin theta he di cho chita banga chu so minus q due to minus q jong ho hilanga hi e minus q cos theta am cha jala he na e due to minus q jong chu tai component kha chi ding chelang component kha chi ding so if you look at this component and this component due to this one will cancel out okay remaining chu pi ham chete ni remaining ta cho okay ki add up da so ta cho so both of them are in the same line na so now I can simply add them okay khutile e net chu pi de ha e net chu so now it will be e plus q cos theta plus e due to minus q cos theta okay sin theta component pas ki cancel out ta so khutile za ding ham e due to plus q chu k into q divided by r square na r square to r chu pi ha he chi hi chu na distance pa so so this square akapola chun root cancel out okay so I will have here r square plus a square cos theta okay so plus kq divided by khapen hu r square plus a square cos theta okay khutile ki bang chula na je tam ten hi vela chun so this and this are same if I add them I will have two times chu pi ham so 2 into kq so divided by r square plus a square into cos theta okay ale cos theta hi pita so here chalai right triangle hi value chun na ji so cos theta chu pi ham cos ong ki dipal chun chi hi a na adjacent divided by hypotenuse so a divided by root over r square plus a square so that means in place of this cos theta you will have 2k into q so divided by r square plus a square okay cos theta chu a divided by root over r square plus a square to chu chila hi suppose this whole thing is x ti lew han he chi pen hi pi ha root x ti na chula na ji hi so x into root x pi na x into x power 1 by 2 ti ne cho So x power 1 into x power 1 by 2. So if you solve this, same base, 1 plus 1 by 2, to x power 3 by 2. So power so 3 by 2 so therefore you will have so E-net to beham E-net to 2k beta q into a, so divided by r square plus a square power 3 by 2. Okay. Okay, then chila jong hi assumption ni bolki diu na. He assumption to beham tele assume that r is much greater than a as oka say pensiona. Kutile r square plus a square to being them approximately will be r square. Okay. He apply lotion E-net to being them E-net equals to chila jong hi k into q into 2a takasi so chila hi. So divided by r square power 3 by 2. Okay. Tang hi r square into power 3 by 2. Hi power in solve you have 2 into 3 by 2 to being them. So 2 cancel out, you will have 3. Okay. Ati let's pen here. So k into p divided by r cube. Okay. So therefore E-net is a magnitude. So here. So kp divided by r cube to electric field due to a point on the equatorial plane. That's a vector as on or in vector to that E-net to. So here you'll have k into p bar divided by r cube. So one very important thing is that net electric field pa he chilanga chi chula na ji. Even dipole direction so hilang ha. Dipole so negative to positive. So this is p cap. Okay. Atila net electric field pa ho opposite to p cap chi chula na. So therefore you'll have minus p cap here. Okay, minus hi hung da chala here. So therefore in the final formula, so here you'll have minus. Minus so ti hung ham direction ji. So now it is opposite to the dipole. Okay, meaning so. I let thumna pena hi it is general point na hol te. To so dipole khalong ki pilina ta hi so dipole khalong ki piling din. So instead of axial point or equatorial point to hi in general, so at some angle na theta hong ki piling din. So what is the electric field here? So general point na for any angle hong ki pi also solve dan so iti bolding ham. So first thing chila dipole ki pi pa hai na. So I can take component of this one. Okay. I can split this into two components. So one component to like this. So minus q hongiding, plus q hongiding. And another component to piham, so it will be like this. Plus q hongoma, minus q na. Until angle pa hevelation, theta na. So that means this line. Hichi angle pa to hinchi angle pa opposite. So that means this jong hi theta hi na. So therefore this is theta. Okay. Kutila chi p hi za hichi pa hi pia chi pa hi cos theta hi ngai so na. So where side width has the angle. So this is p cos theta. Hichi pa hi p sin theta. Okay, so this is p sin theta. Abana khat pa chu p cos theta. Okay. To so dipole pa so niya ka split ta so niya ka split di jo piham dele to hi point p hi vila chun. So due to this component, point p is a point on the equatorial plane na. Abana chu due to the second one, due to p cos theta, it is an axial point. To so electric field it is idu ha. So due to p sin theta, so at p which is ahe na. So due to this at p electric field chu hilang am di ha. So derivation involve chu equatorial point pa chu na hilang ta. It will be along this side. Okay. So kp by r cube na formula cho eventually p here p sin theta amda so here you'll have kp sin theta so divided by r cube. Okay, and due to p cos theta axial point to along this side chu 2kp by r cube na ma so 2kp cos theta divided by r cube. Okay. To chu ten hi ta so na net due to this and this. Okay, khutile amani net pa hi hold on na. So the resultant will be somewhere along this side. Okay, let's say that is E-net. About angle is at angle here. So this is 90 na. So they are perpendicular. Kutile vector addition formula se manvala chun a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta 2ab cos 90 to 0 chola na. So here you have only a square plus b square. Na chu piha inet chu piham inet chu so root over a square. So kp sin theta so divided by r cube the whole square plus 2kp cos theta divided by r cube the whole square. Okay, remaining terms is 0 tacho. So chila hi kp common r cube jong common pododing remaining chu piha remaining chu sin square theta plus 2 or 4 cos square theta. Okay, it's in solve diu ha. Matang ihon here chu piha sin square plus cos square chu 1 chola na ji. So therefore sin square will be 1 minus cos square. Okay, it's 1 minus cos square here sin here I put do chola hi. Kutila chila hi 1 minus cos square plus 4 times cos square. Okay, this will be 1 plus 3 cos square hung pod chila hi. Solve leo chun na. Kutile jahib jata final answer to kp divided by r cube into, so you will have a 1 plus 3 cos square theta. So that means inet. Okay, so you have to remember this formula. As you exam match general point question kitong thai chula na any angle, so angle kp pen chu chila formula in put jing la chu no la hin. So you'll get the electric field due to electric dipole at that given point. Okay. Okay, chan chu electric field due to dipole part na electric field part is a so abona hi value final value pa hin na mel ji diu a derivation pa hin na board exam ading pa ya pa mo za yanga competitive exam ading chu, so final answer is important. Okay, so excel point chu 2 kp by r cube is a equatorial point chu kp by r cube is a banle general point chu na, so root over 1 plus 3 cos square kp by r cube. Okay, chan chu electric field hong it is a to hi potential ball pe pe na bana hi potential due to dipole masapena chu at an axial point tang potential to field ki balo na so field as a direction hum chala na, field is vector but potential is scalar. Okay, this is a potential derivation part them khat ha be silo na. So you'll see point p hi so net potential at p chu pi de ha. Okay, v net chu pi ding ham, so v net chu so v due to minus q plus v due to plus q ji mas out na, so v due to plus q plus v due to minus q. Kutile v2 due to point charge chu pita kq by r chola na nga pule chun, so k into plus q divided by plus q hu chana gamla am r minus a gamla na, so plus k into the potential bola ba ka sai chu pi put the charge along with the sign na potential to energy a na. So here you'll have minus q, so divided by r plus a. Okay, now you solve this one. So kq divided by r minus a minus kq divided by r plus a. Okay, then kq command remaining to become 1 by r minus a minus 1 by r plus a. Okay, so you solve this. Kq to command, you have r plus a minus r minus minus plus a. Okay, so divided by r square minus a square. A minus b into a plus b to a square minus b square. So here you have kq into is that ako. So r to r cancelling. So you have 2a, so divided by r square minus a square. To v net na. Ale masa chimasanga assumption nila tabang masa chiladong assumption nila ke diuja. So assume so r is much greater than a. Okay, so then r square minus a square jo piham approximately r square. Kutile chilahi, so v net jo pita v net chu, so you'll have a k into q into 2a. Okay, so divided by r square. Q into 2a jo piham dipole moment na. So therefore v net is equals to, so k into p divided by r square. Okay, so that is the formula. Excel point achu kp by r square. Okay. Chito banga chu equatorial point na ga bol ke na. Tang bona chu bolan arrangement chu ki bang so jala hi dipole moment dipole ma so point p chu equatorial point za chi r here chi a hi le chun chi pen hi r square plus a square under root hi ngai na. Similarly on this side also. Ta chu at p net potential at p. Okay. Kutile v v net at p chu pm v due to plus q plus v due to minus q. Okay. Bolan chu ki bang na. V to kq by r has a kq divided by r to become so root over r square plus a square. So plus k into minus q divided by r so to r square plus a square. Okay. Then now what will you have here? So you have kq so divided by root over r square plus a square minus kq so divided by root over r square plus a square. Is that it? That's a lie. Ga value chun chitam to chitam ki bang chura na. So that means you will get 0. Okay, 0. So the MLG due to potential at equatorial point will be 0. Okay. Atile to hi axial point as kp by r square equatorial point as 0 general point na. So dipole khalong kpa so they ask you the dipole at some angle. Okay, at general point. You take the component of this dipole. So one dipole along the side, one component along the side. Chichu minus q to plus q na. Chipen hi piham. So you write the other one also first. Chihi plus q. Chipen hi minus q. Component leuchun na. Chutela chi angle jong hi theta hong deza. So asan pa hi cos component na. So p cos theta. A blue pa hi pem blue pa hi sine component na p sine theta. Kutile as I bolta bang wachu chila hi a blue pa so due to the blue color sine theta component pa hi na. So p is an equatorial point. Okay, that means potential will be 0. Okay, so due to vp due to sine theta component is 0 and due to cos component is that has like so at p will be so at p due to cos component will be so kp by r square chalana. So k into p cos theta so divided by r square. Chichu hi jing na direction net image I hol ngai lo. So therefore v at p so v net will be equals to so kp cos theta divided by r square. Okay, so remember the formula. As is equatorial point to potential 0 chana. So you'll have only due to axial component. Okay, to cos theta component pa chana. So therefore at general point net potential will be kp cos theta divided by r square. Okay. Okay, then I just to electric field or potential due to dipole. Okay. Question tam lo na. Got solved in tum. Okay, first question to PM. The electric field due to a short electric dipole at large distance r. Tang chalai jong question na kipi dani. A large distance r to lina short dipole to a to near tine. So that means r is much greater than a. Okay. So for this equatorial plane electric field ke dong na. So the electric field on the equatorial plane varies with distance s. Ipita formula cho equatorial point chu inet chu so kp divided by r cube. Okay, so here you can see that inet is inversely proportional to 1 by r cube. So the answer is 1 by r cube. Okay, tai direct question jang ke dong so this is a very recent question na chi veleu chun ta so paten formula himel chi leu chun no. Okay, second part is two particles A and B having opposite charges. Chong hi velachun chi plus q hi halachun khat pen ho velachun minus q na khat pen hi. So opposite charge tine so they are placed at separation of 1 centimeter. So 1 centimeter so pm 2a value pa ho ge sai ne lai. Okay, so not a total separation chuna plus q to minus q separation pa chu 1 centimeter on. So write down the dipole moment. Dipole moment so pitam so q into separation 2a. Chilai Q hi PM, so 2 into 10 power minus 6 na. Separation to PM 1 centimeter. So chilai hin. So 1 into 10 power minus 2. So which means this is that so 2 into 10 power minus 8. Unit to piha coulomb meter. Okay, dipole moment na. Abana B part. B part of him calculate the electric field at a point on the axis of the dipole. So 1 meter jipen R value kipi. So 1 meter away from the center na R value kipi tene so. Kutele axial point na chupita electric field so. So 2 kp divided by R cube so na formula so. So 2 into k hi phem 9 into 10 power 9. Okay, p chuzaram achunga ho 2 into 10 power minus 8. So divided by R cho piha 1 meter na 1 cube. Tin solve like using. So 9 4 36 into so 10 na 10 power 9 to 10 power minus 8 to 10. Chupi nedam 360 Newton per coulomb. Electric field ki whole to hi electric field. So C part cho piham calculate electric field at a point on the perpendicular bisector. So equatorial point in it. So lai R zone ki beacon na R zone so same as 1 meter away from the center. Kutile hilai pa hi. So here R you have to define the z team line na hi. So dipole jo ta ham za chala hi minus q tutin hila hi plus q tutin na hi. So that means 1 meter away depending 1 meter so 1 meter. So you have to find out electric field here. Kutile R chu pita. Dang separation ki pichu 1 centimeter chula na hi. So that means so this is 0.5 centimeter. Okay. Atile tang hilahi assumption na law ngai sa hi. So here we need this distance. Okay. Formula is root over r square plus a square chula na hi. If derivation acho. So here you have 1 square plus 0.05 tang 0.5 centimeter jo meter as at ha. 0.005 whole square. Okay. 2 in value ga compare le na 1 square to 0.005 square ga compare le chun azawla r square plus a square is approximately r square diu na. So that assumption you have to take it here. Okay. Kutile chun so this value is approximately equals to this value. Okay, one to kibang tinecho. Right? So if we take that assumption, so r square plus a square is approximately r square. Kutile a pa hi negligible tinecho. So that means this value is negligible. Okay. You have to take r here. Alors la formula sa direct apply le chuna sila c su pm so kp e is equals to so k into p divided by r cube. K chu pm 9 into 10 power 9 into p chu pm 2 into 10 power minus 8 so divided by r chu 1 cube. Okay. Zanong pada na hi. So 9 2 are 18 so 180 Newton per coulomb. Okay. Khat to solve that na actual question khat to. Okay, then now you're given for a short dipole placed at the origin. Hichi arrow ki koi pai dipole tine so origin arrow pai. So the dipole moment P is along the x-axis. Okay. If the electric potential and field at A are V0 and E0. Kutel A na hina. So point A na hi velocun it is a distance of R from the dipole. It's a distance R so. Kutel formula so derivation involve ato sunki bang sa din na. Masapena E chu piham, E0 chu piham. So we know that for axial point it is Kp divided by R cube. Okay. Bana so V chu piham potential chu. So V0 will be equals to so Kp divided by R square. Chichula na derivation apara cho. So at point A, kutile point B ya hoi pide ha. Question answer pido ha. So then correct combination of electric potential and field at point B. So kutile B na ho na. So B na ho field pide ha. So what will be the field? So it will be tang B na heavy so nche dipole ating equatorial point. So this dipole is like this. So this is an equatorial point. Kutile equatorial point na formula so piham. So Kp divided by R cube so na. Chalai R pen hi 2R ta so 2R cube. Okay, Kp by R cube. So to Kp divided by 8r cube. So I want to write this in terms of E naught. I can write this as, so 2 Kp divided by r cube into 1 by 16. Cancel out chimamang por kilecho. Okay, so that means heji whole tam he ha. So this is given as E naught. Na question acho. So therefore you will have here E naught divided by 16. Okay, so bina electric field chu E naught by 16 abala potential chu ha. Potential chu tang dipole chu tiam za heji equatorial point chu na equatorial point a potential chu ham 0. Okay, so V dash is 0. So answer chu ham. So potential will be 0, electric field will be E by 16. Option D. Okay. Question halo pizena kitong ho hita bang ai batang. So formula pe himel chita o paten electric field azong potential azong at the axial point zong equatorial point zong na chule general point zong. Oh. Okay, next question. An electric dipole is placed as shown in the figure. The electric potential at point P due to potential kitong na lai. Okay, potential is asked at point P. So this is a neat question na. Okay, here see one very important thing na. Juju piham tele tang derivation involved na ho na. Valuation assumption ila also okay na. We have assumed that R is much greater than A. Okay, but in this question, if you see R chu piha 5 centimeter na la here. So A chu zat ham 3 centimeter. Kutile chipa he valid the lope na. So they are not tang kihi be the lope R to A na. So therefore this condition is assumption part so valid lo that. So that means the final formula that we have done 2 Kp by r cube kiti ho Kp by r cube kiti ho so na Kp by r square kiti ho so valid lo that. So here you have to solve it by yourself. Okay, individually. So let's do so plus q pasu chana gamla 5 minus 3 to 2 centimeter. So minus pasu chana gamla so 5 plus 3 8 centimeter. Okay, so net potential chupiham. So net potential will be given by net potential at P na. So V due to plus Q plus V due to minus Q. Okay, potential to scalar is na direction iman samno direct add them. KQ by R na formula so due to point charge. K into Q divided by plus Q which an gamla 2 centimeter 10 power minus 2 plus K into minus Q divided by minus Q which an gamla 8 centimeter 8 into 10 power minus 2. Okay, khutile KQ command. So 10 power minus 2 chunga chilsun command. So I will have here 1 by 2 minus 1 by 8. Okay. That ham pensu. So KQ into 10 power 2. So you will have so 2 4 2 8 LCM to 8 na 2 4 4 minus 1 3 by 8. Okay. So 3 into so 3 by 8 into KQ into 10 power 2 volt. Question in terms of 10 power 2 whole it is a teacher na. So that means this part is the answer. So 3 by 8 is the answer. Okay, dipole adinga tempat basic derivation the chun formula how the chun jule question khalani bolza na he theme na dinga ju concept matu na dinga ju. So you remember all the formulas. Okay, so derivation part on so board is madinga pai moza na. So final answer formula part chu competitive exam adinga pai moza. So you do these things, you remember those formulas. Okay, abana hi torque. Okay, bana torque due to electric dipole. Now suppose you have constant electric field. Chichu E due to na. Ala chichunga hi dipole ki koita chu. So a dipole is placed inside. Okay. So you have a minus Q and then you have plus Q. Okay, but masanga chu charge inside electric field motion of charge inside electric field chachu pita formula nejo. So the force experienced by a charge in a uniform electric field is given by so Q into E. Chi formula pa hai na kutele plus Q pa hai plus Q pa hai along this side you'll have force of Q into E. Okay, so the force on negative charge hi chun, so F is equals to minus Q into E. Okay, second case hi force to electric field hi opposite direction ta, so as minus na la hi. First case hi force to electric field hi same direction jo. So if the charge is same, force and electric field are along the same direction. If the charge is negative, then force and electric field are opposite direction na. Chu piham tilai minus Q hi force hi, so minus Q into E chilang hi ta jo. So that means if I fix this thing at the middle, okay, hutile 2 in thaleng pitide. So it will rotate clockwise. As you chilang force pan chilang kaiding, chipan chilang kaiding, so it will rotate and then you will have the dipole like this. Minus Q chilang homding plus Q chilang homding na. Okay. So the force causes rotation. That means there is torque. Okay. Hutile torque chupiha. So net torque. Okay. Net torque about the fixed point na like ki fix na ta na net torque will be equals to ipiha. So force nium chila na chila hi torque khat omding chila jong hi torque khat omni cho chila hi. Tang torque derivation chun mel ne na lai diu ba ha. So here angle hi below chun. So if I take this angle as theta, okay. So QE force pa hu component kala thai cho. The one component will be along this side. Another component will be along this side. Na, hi a roll in jam lo cho. As you torque as a force perpendicular component of force kila ji na. So that means you have to take this component. Okay. Angle chu chi theta heza. So that means you have QE sin theta. Na component pa similarly chong hi pihan chong hi. So QE sin theta. Ni ta tine cho QE sin theta ni na hem. So net torque will be equals to R into F perpendicular na. R to piham A. Okay, A. Distance from the fixed point to the point of application of force depends on R kiti chula na. Torque formula acho. Rotational I ball type acho torque ho hin he tim nova le chila chu ganong vet kilbang na. So here R into F, A into F perpendicular. Plus direction evaluation, so it is rotating clockwise. Okay. It's a force pasang hin, it is trying to rotate clockwise. What's the direction ki pang na? So here you just add them. Okay. So A into Q into sin theta. So that means you'll have is that so Q into 2A into so Q into E into sin theta. Thaman ga rearrange leng na la. So Q into 2A. Okay. So into E into sin theta. Hila Q into 2A hi pita. Dipole moment na la. So here you'll have P into E into sin theta. Okay. So hit as long as milji the a hilo lechun. So sin theta pa hai na. So I can write this as a vector. So piham. So torque is equals to so P cross E. Okay, in terms of vector. It's a formula for torque due to dipole. Okay, P cross E. Na depends on milji using no. I should say he ang do khala chun na torque pa he di phala maximum de ha. Tang a bol dan chinium chu chlai diagram ko na na bethe na heta yong phala in belo chun force by full force is along the side. Full force is along the side, it will rotate like this. Okay, it is very unstable na. Chi phala chun torque maximum ngding din. Ta song ki rotate a torque heta yong phala chun, so force will be along the side. Force will be along the side, so here there will be no more torque. Okay. He doesn't the ball na. So when angle is like angle no palachun, it is completely horizontal na. So angle theta to 0 on hi palachun a. So when theta is 90 degree, so 90 degree hi palachun maximum torque na. 0 hi palachun minimum torque. As I sin value hi palachun. Sin theta maximum value to be +1 na. So that is when theta equals to 90 degree. Torque 0 to the palachun. So 0 is when theta is equals to 0 degree. Okay. So maximum iti palam. So torque is maximum at theta equals to 90 degree. Okay. And then torque is minimum. So when theta equals to 0 degree. Okay. So torque question. An electric dipole is placed on uniform electric field. The net electric force on the dipole is. You can take anything na. Iti below chun. Hilang hai pimam Q into E. Okay. hilang hai pimam minus q into e. Net force to piham. So net force is equals to, so q into e minus q into e, so that is 0. Okay, always. It's like fixed point chula na, tu hinga rotate kille chun. So when you rotate it like this, again same thing. Q into e chu chilang huding. So minus q into e chu always along the side. Minus q into e, so plus q into e. So net force is always 0. Nah. Okay, so remember the point. An electric dipole is placed at an angle 30 degree with the electric field intensity. As well as it dipole. So plus q minus q. So it is making an angle 30 degree with the electric field. Okay. So electric field is along this side. Nah. Okay. So let's say this is a fixed point. E value zone kipina 2 into 10 power 5. Okay, Newton per coulomb. Theta so 30. It experiences a torque. To torque value kipi. So torque value kipintin charge ki dong na jalai. So torque is given to be 4 Newton meter. And they give you the dipole length. So this is the value of 2a. Okay. Kutele a chu piham 1 centimeter. Na lahi. Okay, so you have 1 centimeter and then 1 centimeter. Torque chu pita. So torque formula chu. So torque equals to P into E into sine theta. P cross E chula na la. So you put the values here. So 4 equals to P chu piha dipole moment lo na P chu. So Q into 2A. So Q chu piham I holo div na. So distance between them to 2 centimeter. 2 into 10 power minus 2. Okay. Kutile Q into 2 into 10 power minus 2 into sine electric field on the line. E chu piham 2 into 10 power 5 into sine sine 30. Theta's angle between dipole and electric field. Okay. So Q try to solve it. So 4 to 2 are 4 na. So is that 1 equals to Q into 10 power 3 into sine 30 to 1 by 2. So Q who equivalent dang si transfer lesson 2 into 10 power minus 3 coulomb. Chu 2 millicoulomb. Okay, option number 1 na. Simple question. Okay. Okay, then last video ding last part chu. So potential energy due to electric dipole. To ge bol na tabang basu energy jong hold on na. Okay, so I'll just try to do the derivations. Ita constant electric field na la he. Okay, I have constant electric field. So I have suppose I have a dipole like this. Dipole has a na it's like fixed point. Okay, so I have here plus q. So I have here minus q. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this. Rotate Japan. So from current position to let's say this is theta 1 theta 1 apara here. So I'm going to rotate it till let's say theta 2 plus q minus q. Okay. So now let's say this is theta 2. So energy work done derivation in bolaiva na potential energy derivation in bolaiva. Enable initial to final to so at an instant, okay, at an intermediate point on doing some work for small work done in whole watch small work done to integration in bolo. So we're going to do the same thing here, okay. So let's say at an intermediate point when I go from here to here. So when I go by small angle d theta, okay. So on rotating by small angle d theta, the work done is let's say dw. Okay. So on rotating small d theta. Okay. So work done should be so dw should be equals to force into displacement work done in terms of torque as you take is so here the work done equals to force into displacement. Nah. So this one I can write in terms of torque. Okay, in terms of torque it will be tau into d theta. 19 mils is in tau. So work done, small work done will be so tau into d theta. So that is the work done. abana heche pa he kahin integrate de chula na, so work done involved parent so here integrating both sides. Okay, so I will have integral dw, so this will be integral tau into d theta. So heche work done ki integrate pa he, this work done will be stored as the potential energy tiju chula na lai. Okay, then what do you have? So integration of dw to w, so this will be from u initial, so theta 1 na, so u at theta 1 to u at theta 2. Okay, chichu torque to pita pe sin theta na, so tang chila hi f dot dx cho work done format ata ko na, so f dot r hi cho chita bang cho tau dot d theta cho chila hi, so tau dot d theta khutile tau to d theta angle chu ipiha amanika angle chu. So we know that theta angular displacement is also angular axial vector. Torque zong hi axial vector kiti cho chila hi. Khutile torque pa hi velo chun. So torque is rotating like this. Okay. So that means torque lo kati na chila ya angle pa hi velo chun theta pa hi na. Theta pa hi anti-clockwise a chi cho. If you use right hand, okay, if you use right hand along that theta, so if you go along this side, your thumb will be pointing outwards. Okay, so that means here d theta is outwards. Aiva torque ho pe ha. Chila torque pen hi work done by conservative force. Okay, so ehon external work done chilang chila na. We are pushing this side, but electrostatic work done paso opposite arms is chila na conservative paso. So work is done against to chivitang force chilang ahem cho na si. So force is like this and like this. That means due to this electric field or due to this charge, it is trying to rotate clockwise, but we are rotating in the opposite direction. So this is the rotation due to the electrostatic force. Na kutele against work done bolzi wachu. So now the torque due to chipa hevta. This is not work done due to external. Okay, so this is not work done due to external, but this is work done due to conservative force. Okay. So force lang chia sun torque cho hilang ha. So r cross f, that means clockwise direction. Okay, right hand thumb rule apply le chun clockwise to inside the page I hingai. So here torque is inside, inward. Khutile d theta to hin, so torque pa hi opposite direction chula na. So if torque is along the side, d theta is along the side. Khatsu inside, khatsu inward hila chun khatsu outward. That means angle between them is 180. Okay. So I can write this as integral tau d theta into cos 180. Same mabang so work done pa hi, work done by conservative ito chana. Kutile potential energy relation pa so pita. So u initial minus u final equals to work done by conservative force. Okay. Okay, actually work done by conservative force pa hi na. So integration of dw to w is na. So you can, in place of this one, you can put this whole thing here. Okay. Putting na na lai him. Khutile za ding ham. So energy at theta 1 minus energy at theta 2. Adi theta 1 apara theta 2 ki rotate chala na lai him. So here you'll have so integral. So torque into d theta into cos 180. Okay, value ga pole torque cho piha pe sin theta into d theta into cos 180. Okay, cos 180 to minus is na lai him. So here you'll have, so u at theta 1 minus u at theta 2 should be equals to minus p zong podding e zong podding integration of sin theta d theta. Okay, so limit jo hela pa hela chan ham, so theta 1 apara theta 2 chan na. Okay, then so what do you have? So u at theta 1 minus u at theta 2 should be equals to minus p zong poda integration of sin cho pe ha minus cos na. So minus cos theta, so from theta 1 to theta 2. Value ga put leuchon, so pe minus cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1 minus plus cos theta 1. Okay. So u theta 1, that's u initial na, minus u at theta 2 should be equals to pe into, so here you have cos theta 2, this is cos final minus cos theta 1. Bang bang question ke dong jia na ta hai. So you can also remember this one if you want. Okay. So final cos final minus cos initial angle. Okay. Okay, tile tang potential energy derivation ki ball pole hin reference point khalang ha chura na. So the reference point where the potential energy is 0. Okay. So reference point jo itila du ham tile chila hi. So when the dipole is perpendicular with the electric field na. So electric field to dipole so perpendicular ang phala chun chila position pen chu, if we assume that as a reference point. So assume that when theta 1 equals to 90 degree. Okay. So u at theta 1 should be equals to 0. So value put so minus u at theta 2 equals to, so PE into cos theta 2. Okay. Or in general, so when you rotate it by angle theta, okay, dipole pa na angle theta na rotate vala chun, so whatever work is done by electrostatic force will be stored as potential energy na, potential energy of the dipole. So for rotating by angle theta, so the potential energy will be minus PE cos theta. Okay, in general na ahilole vector asiti kizidi ha, so u equals to minus P dot E. Okay, P dot E. Dot achu cos hung position na. So remember this formula. Okay, chichu potential energy derivation na. To in question khala ham niyam ka solve lehan. So I think we have two questions. Masapa happy ha. So 2 point charges of minus Q and plus Q. So constituting a dipole are placed at so minus 9, 0, 0 and plus 9, 0, 0. In uniform electric field strength, isong kipina ichupiham 10 power plus 4 Newton per coulomb. The work done on dipole on rotating it from equilibrium through 180 degree. Equilibrium mapana 180 degrees and rotate na achuna. So work done to is that dingham kiti. So here you have minus Q pasu chilagi kuya, so minus 4 microcoulomb and plus 4 microcoulomb. Okay. Kutile ti bol ha to hi veleusun dipole chu hilai charge khanoma chi dipole cho. Kauna separation pen hi piham, so 9 so 18 centimeter. Na separation pa cho. So here the charge Q is 4 microcoulomb, separation is 18 centimeter. Kutile mas sepenche from equilibrium ati chula na, equilibrium apana 180 degree na rotate vale. Ale iti pal equilibrium amde ha. So when the dipole is completely horizontal na, so lang ay batang derivation involve aso torque aso. So when the torque is like this, okay. So force is along the side. So there is no torque. Net force is 0, net torque is 0. So here this is the position of equilibrium, okay. So dipole so hiti hi na. So chipen hi gaaman wala chun, chilai question achu. So when the dipole is completely like this. Okay, chilanga hi plus Q ma, chilanga hi minus Q na. Direction of dipole so hilang ha. From negative to positive. Okay. So here equilibrium so ji. Ale chilai theta value is at ham. So here theta value is 0 degree. Okay. Angle between electric field and dipole so na. Chila electric field hi along the x-axis so chila hi kipi ngai sa. So now we are going to rotate this by 180. 180 in rotate leusun in tabang de ha. So here you'll have plus Q. So here you'll have minus Q. So dipole pa cho hilang angat ta cho. So P. Okay. So when you rotate it by 180 degree. Kutel chilai theta chu zata theta chu 180 degree ki rotate da cho na lai he. Okay. Atile lai work done on the dipole ki tichula na lai he. So on rotating it from kutel chun hilai external work done ki tong so chilai conservative hilaw na. So therefore u final minus u initial equals to, so work done by external force. So final so piham, so minus P into E into cos 180. Okay, minus so plus minus P into E into cos 0 degree. Okay, so this is the work done by external force. Just solve le chun na. Zan hapot diam, so cos 180 to minus 1 za minus to plus, so PE, so minus plus cos 0 to 1 na plus PE. So that means you have 2 times of PE. value ga put leo na 2 into p chu p ham q into 2a q to 4 into 10 power minus 6 into separation to 18 into 10 power minus 2 into electric field to p ham 10 power 4. Okay, chiga solve leo na. That therefore 2 are 8, 8 are 64, 6 in here, a1 is 8, 9, 10, 13, 14. So into 10 power is that 8 minus 4. Work done is a joule, not Japan here. So this is 14.4 into 10 power minus 3 joules. So that means 14.4 millijoule. Okay, answer. So option number B. Okay. Pending in last problem. Okay, an electric dipole with dipole moment. P kipi na here. So is aligned with the direction of electric field. Isong kipia. Dipole is then rotated by angle 60 degree. Atila chupiha aligned with the electric field at if this is the electric field, then the dipole is also like this. Okay. And now it is rotated by 60 degree. Electric field is a dipole, so now it is like this. Okay, so now angle becomes 60 degree. Initially, angle between dipole and E to Pm theta equals to 0 degree. So finally, what is the theta final? So this is 60 degree. Question the change in potential energy of the dipole. This is U final minus U initial. Change in potential energy. U initial to Pm. So minus P into E into cos 0 degree. So minus P to Pm 5 into 10 power minus 6 into electric field to 4 into 10 power 5 into cos 0 to 1. That has him. 5 4 are 20 into 10 power minus 1. That means minus 2 joule. Okay. Upon U final to Pm, so U final will be same thing. So minus P into E into cos 60 degree. Okay, so minus 5 into 10 power minus 6 into E to 4 into 10 power 5 into cos 60 to 1 by 2. Is that that's line? So here you'll have minus 10 into 10 power minus 1. So that means minus 1. Okay. For 2 to 5, 10. Okay, minus 1 joule. Question P so that change na. So U final minus U initial. Is that how U final to minus 1 minus U initial to minus 2. So that means minus 1 plus 2. So it means 1 joule. Okay, answer is 1 joule. Okay, it's an bulletin na basic question hoy bolo hintin. So but these are also actual questions asked in exam. Okay. Formula ki mandan pa chon he thim ding wa chon na question khal ni bolo hintin. Chule concept ho jong he na chale formula ho jong paten mel chi taw. Okay, video hong sao thim tan ne jong le bona pai mo zo si na ni exam ading azong zi ading azong I bolo ai tai. Okay, then I will stop here. Hakit phale lecture 5 na ako na. Sila hu go slow I bolo. Okay, so we'll stop here. I hope you understand. Thank you for watching.